Back. I got the tags in, and we'll get going in about 2 minutes, and we'll see you real soon.
All right. Should we just use it?
Oh, so the coach.
Disney just do it, right?
What did you like?
Can't help. Yeah. Thank you. I'll share that. Thanks.
I'm gonna turn it this way.
Careful.
Get it over this trunk. Chair.
Careful.
Which side do you want?
Whichever side you don't want.
Oh wait, what's the new arrangement, Deb?
So, we found good advantage. We have one person here,
I'll be there.
one person here. Then I'll be up here. And let's make sure. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to 5:30 yoga, an hour earlier today, and we'll do it 5:30 on Friday also. My name is Mark Cormier, and I have two practitioners with me. We have Josephine Cormier over by the windows, and Catherine Cormier over by the stereo. Any comments, feel free to comment. There's a comment section. I'm trying to, a little different with the sound today, so definitely I'd appreciate any feedback. If the music's too loud, too soft, yeah, just chime in and I can make adjustments as we go along. All right. Anything you all would like to do today?
Movement.
Movement. Good call.
Fast.
Fast?
Just kidding, movement.
Fast. All right.
Medium.
We'll go medium. Yeah, maybe medium fast. We'll speed it up a little bit. All right. So finding your feet, from your feet finding your legs, from your legs finding your spine. Relax shoulders long through the crown of the head. And I'll invite you to tuck the chin ever so slightly as we start to draw our attention inward. I'll invite you to bring your hands to your heart. A light press to the palms as your weight collects in your feet. And we can start just by watching our breath as it flows in. And as it flows out. Arriving here on our yoga mats ready for an evening yoga practice. From this place of just observing your breath, I'll invite you to shape your breath as you find a long, slow inhalation, matched by a long, slow exhalation. As you breathe in, I'll invite you to find a full body breath, bringing the air to the base of the belly, the top of the chest, filling up each side waist, filling up both front and back planes of your body. And as you breathe out, either keeping the belly soft and letting the air whoosh out, or adding a constriction of the low belly in and up towards the heart as we squeeze a little more air out. To this full body breath, I'll invite you to find the Ujjayi or ocean breath, a slight constriction of the base of the throat, adding a slight sound and feel to your breath as we flow through our practice tonight, letting the sound and feel of the Ujjayi breath be a focus for your practice, always coming back to that sound and feel, often compared to the sounds of the ocean as the waves wash in and as the waves wash out. Do this Ujjayi or ocean breath, and invite to find Jiva Bandha, tip of the tongue to the heart palate just behind the teeth. Trying to keep that tongue to heart palate connection throughout the practice, keeping our jaws relaxed and connecting front and back planes of our bodies. Finally, with your lips closed, adding a slight smile to your face, opening up the front of your throat so your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Keeping all this, hands by our side. We'll warm up our shoulders, keeping it simple as we inhale the arms up overhead. Exhaling, arms back down. 2 more times like this. Breathing, arms up. Exhaling, arms down. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, arms down. Half sun salutation. Inhaling up. Exhaling, meeting with the heart as we fold. Take a breath to find length as hands find shins, knees or thighs. On the exhale, folding again. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, hands over head pose. Exhaling, standing tall. 2 more times like this. Inhaling up. Exhaling, fold. Take a breath to find length. Breathing out, folding again. Inhaling, righting the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. 1 more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. Breathing out, folding again. Inhaling, righting the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. So Namaskar with or without vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out, either finding your down dog and holding, or some of y'all might choose to find chaturanga, the yoga push-up. Inhaling into your cobra or up dog. And then exhaling back to down dog and holding. Another great choice, if your back's ready for it, would be a child's pose. As we send the sits bones back to the heels and ground the knees. As we hold down dog or child's pose, I'll invite you to breathe into the back plane of your body, using the work of respiration to find a little more freedom, a little more space in your spines. Holding it for another couple of breaths. Welcome, Pat. Welcome, Bill. Welcome, Greg. And again, any comments as to the music or how loud I'm speaking, all that good stuff. So please feel free to comment. From down dog, long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step, or maybe take a jump to the front of the mat. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, righting the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. Second one, just like the first. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. Deep, full breaths. As we hold down dog, I'll invite you to bring your attention to the base of your throat. From that place, listening and feeling as your Ujjayi breath flows in and as your Ujjayi breath flows out. From down dog, long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step or take a jump to the front of the mat. Take a breath to find length when you arrive. On the exhale, fold. Inhaling, righting the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. Let's do one more, we'll add on. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out back to down dog as you will. Deep, full breaths. As we hold down dog, I'll invite you to bring your attention to the base of your thumb and forefinger, drawing the energy up from the floor, shoulders engaged, neck relaxed, head heavy, and either keeping the neck relaxed and the head heavy, or long through all sides of the neck as you look back towards your neck. From down dog, we'll have an add-on here, now that I have a little music going. I'll invite you to come forward plank pose. And then on the exhale, drawing it back. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, drawing it back. This next one will invite you to hold. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, holding. Inhaling, holding. And on that next exhale, lifting hips high and holding for another breath or so. From down dog, long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step, or maybe take a jump. Take a breath to find one. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, riding the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. Sit Namaskar B. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart, knees over toes, hands overhead for the chair pose. Adding an extra breath, exhaling, taking it lower. On the inhale, rising on up. On the exhale, a big swan dive. Take a breath to find length, and then breathing out back to down dog as you will. Following your flow, finding your breath. Finding that balance between your effort and your release. I'll go sideways. Yes, stay just as you are. From our down dog, flow style, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Finding a three-legged dog, right leg high to the sky, high on the left toes. Now looking between the hands as we bring that right foot on through, landing it lightly as we spin the back foot down, arms up and over the head for warrior one. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge, and from low lunge, back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. From down dog, second side, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, left leg high to the sky, high on the right toes. Now looking between the hands, bringing that left foot on through. Landing it lightly, spinning that back heel down, arms up and over the head. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog as you will. Deep full breath. And again, take your time. Find your breath. From down dog, long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step, or take a jump front. Take a breath to find one. On the exhale, fold. On the inhale, back to our chair, knees over toes, hands overhead. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up, maybe a little back bend at the top. On the exhale, standing tall. Let's do one more Surya Namaskar beat. We'll add a hip opening sequence into the mix. Inhaling into our chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out, back to down dog. As you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. From down dog, flow style, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, right leg high to the sky for the three-legged dog. High on the left toes. Lifted leg straight as we stack the hips. Now bending that lifted leg, opening up that hip. Maybe looking underneath the armpit, trying to catch a glimpse of that foot. And then looking between the hands as we step the right foot front, spinning the left heel down, finding our warrior one, arms up and over the head. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge, and then back to down dog. As you will. Deep full breaths. From down dog, second side, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the sky for your three-legged dog. High on the right toes. Lifted leg straight as you stack the hips. Now bending that leg, opening up that hip. And then looking under the armpit, trying to catch a glimpse of that foot. And then looking between the hands, sweeping that left foot on through. Spinning The back heel down, arms up and over the head. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge. And then back to down dog. As you will. Deep full breaths. Welcome everyone. We're an hour earlier tonight, so all good. And we'll do 5:30 on Friday too. Wherever you are, always feeling free to stay there. In down dog or child's pose, two great places to breathe into the back. Back lungs, so important. And wherever you've chosen to go, feeling free to stay there. From down dog, long smooth breath in. Long smooth breath out. Exhale into that breath, looking between the hands as you step or maybe take a jump front. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling full. On the inhale, back to our chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, neutral spine. I'll invite you to bring hands to heart, a light rest of the palms as your weight collects in your feet. And either hanging out there, adding an isometric engagement as we press those palms together, elbows wide, shoulders engaged, strong, steady, and sure in our center. And then hands by our side. From here, let's bring hands on hips as we step or jump our feet hip width apart. Let an inhale, grow the shoulders up, around, back, and down, open heart open through, hinging at the hips as we fold. Bending the knees enough so peace sign fingers can catch the big toes. Take a breath to lift chin and tail just like in the sun's house. And then folding and holding. I'll invite you to draw the shoulders up and back towards the hips as you relax the neck and heavy the head. As we hold this shape, I'll invite you to add a little swing, a little sway, releasing tension to the neck and shoulders. And then back to center, long through both side waists, long through all sides of the neck. As your head heavies like a stone down towards the earth. From fingers to big toe pose, moving towards hands under feet pose. Take a breath to lift chin and tail. And then bending the knees so we can bring the palms under the soles of the feet. And then stepping on the hands as we stretch out the wrists and the forearms. As we hold this shape, I'll invite you to rock your body weight front to back to front, connecting with your center of balance. And then letting a little more weight collect towards the toes as you step on the floor harder, lifting the hips higher and folding a little deeper. Now exploring the diagonals of the back, and I'll cue left and right. I generally start with right first. This is the one exception perhaps. As we bring left hand off to the left, right hand under left foot, and then stepping on right hand as we stretch out right shoulder. Now I'll invite you to bend that far leg deeply as we step on the hand harder. Straightening far leg, bending near leg as we step on the floor harder. Two straight legs, right hand off to the right, left hand under right foot, and stepping on that left hand as we stretch out left shoulder. Adding on as we bend that far leg deeply, stepping on the hand harder. Straightening left leg, bending right leg as we step on the floor harder. Two straight legs, let's add on one more time. Left hand off to the left, right hand under left foot, and trying to keep that far leg, that right leg straight as we bring left hand to hip to start the twist. Now using that left hand to set the shoulder, and then stretching that hand high to the sky for a big breath into your back. Left hand comes down, right hand off to the right, left hand under right foot, and bringing right hand to the hip to start the twist. Try to keep that far leg as straight as you can. Now using that hand to set the shoulder. Now stretching hand high, big breath into your back. Right hand comes down. Two hands find the floor. Take a breath to set neutral spine as you bring hands onto shins, knees, or thighs. And then hinging at the hips, leading with the back of the heart as we come on up. And then either stepping or jumping our feet together as we bring our hands to our heart. Either keeping that light press of the palms as your weight collects in your feet, or adding that isometric engagement, strengthening our shoulders, connecting with our center. For a big breath in, and a long, smooth breath out. Working through a standing sequence, we'll start with our chair pose, knees over toes, hands over head. Exhaling, taking it lower. From here, finding a power chair as we make parallel torso, parallel thighs, the skier's posture. Now I'll allow you to play with a jump back, and that's an option. You can always just take it back to down dog as you will, otherwise grounding down through two hands, the hips stay high as we unfold those legs back. And either finding your down dog or cycling through yoga push-up, chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog or cobra. And then exhaling back to down dog and holding for a couple of breaths. From down dog, flow style, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Right leg high to the sky for the three-legged dog. High on the left toes. Now stacking the hips. Now bending that top leg, looking under the armpit, trying to catch a glimpse of the foot. And either hanging out here or flipping the dog as we tap that lifted foot down. Spinning hard up to the sky, hips high, high, high. And then re-flipping the dog, right leg high. And then bringing that right foot on, landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down, finding warrior one prep as we bring hands to hips. From here, let's lengthen our stance if appropriate as we go a little longer with that back foot. From here, we can use our hands to square our shoulders. Bringing hands to the back of the head or press the head into the hands, open heart, open throat. And from here, let's find our warrior one, hands high to the sky. Adding breath and movement without locking the knee, breathing in as we gather the energy in, palms face back. On the exhale, rebending front leg, finding this letter W shape. A couple more times, breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. From here, let's find our warrior two. As hands find the heart, we open up the hips. We can narrow the stance for heel to arch alignment. And then finding one long arm, looking out over those front fingers with a steady yet relaxed gaze. From here, painting rainbows. We're going to straighten that front leg without locking the knee. Palm faces back, inhaling. On the exhale, warrior two. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out, warrior two. From here, finding rainbow warrior prep, a clasp with the fingers behind the head, shoulder blades back and down. Either hanging out here, just shining your heart up to the sky, or adding a forward fold as we take that fold inside the front leg, either parking the torso on top of the thigh, or letting the torso hang free. Relaxed neck, heavy head, as we draw the shoulders up and back towards the hips. Awesome. As we hold this shape, I'll invite you to add a little swing, a little sway. We're releasing tension in the neck and shoulders. And then long through all sides of the neck as your head heavies like a stone down towards the earth. Let me go sideways for this next sequence. You guys stay just as you are. A tuck of the chin as we bring it on up. Coming back to our warrior two. From warrior two, transitioning to triangle. Thumb and forefinger find crease of hip and base of rib. As we deepen the crease, we lengthen those ribs. We want to keep a little spring in the knee as we move towards our triangle pose. Grounding bottom hand down in an appropriate place. We can set that top shoulder. We can stretch hand high, either looking down to the ground, off to the side, or up past those top fingers with that mixture of effort and ease. With every breath in, I'll invite you to gather energy in your center of balance, 3 fingers below the navel. Every time you breathe out, sending the energy out through 2 arms, 2 legs, both ends of the spine, as we make ourselves bigger in space. Adding breath and movement, I'll invite you to exhale that top hand front as we turn our heart to the floor. On the inhale, lifting hand high as we spin heart to sky. A couple more times. Exhaling. And in. exhaling, and inhaling. Exhaling. Now the bottom hand joins. Pure side motion here, so there's no twist of the torso. We breathe 2 hands up and exhale it over. 2 more times. We breathe 2 hands up. Exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over and hold as we reach. I'll invite you to wiggle those fingers, keeping our hands supple. And then moving towards a balance challenge if you choose, the half moon. Hand finds the hip. We step the back foot in. We set our base, right hand off to the right. Lifting back leg. We can set the shoulder. We can stretch hand high, either looking down to the ground off to the side or up past those top fingers with that mixture of effort and ease. Again, with every breath in, gathering energy in your center of balance, 3 fingers below the navel. Every time you breathe out, sending that energy out through all 4 limbs, both ends of the spine, as we make ourselves bigger in space from the inside out. Coming down with grace and control as we bring hand to hip, we soften the standing leg, back foot low, 2 feet find the floor. From here, back to our warrior 2. And from warrior 2, a big windmill of the arms as we find low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog as you go. Deep full breaths. Take your time, find your flow, follow your breath. When you're ready to find that second side, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, left leg high to the sky, high on the right toes. Now stacking the hips, lifted legs straight. Now bending that top leg, opening up that hip, looking to the under the armpit, maybe trying to catch a glimpse of that foot. And either hanging out here or flipping the dog as you tap that foot down. Spinning hard up to the sky. Some people like to call this the wild thing. So shining your own wild essence. And then reflipping the dog, left leg high. And then bringing that left foot on through. Spinning the back heel down, heel to heel alignment as we bring hands to hips for our warrior 1 shape. In our warrior 1, if appropriate for your stretch this afternoon, this evening, shifting weight onto the front foot as we go longer in our stance. Bringing hands onto shoulders to square the shoulders front. Now finding a clasp of the fingers behind the head, pressing the head into the hands over heart open throat. And then finding our warrior 1 as we stretch those hands high to the sky. And with the breath, breathing in as we gather up the energy. Exhaling as we offer it out. 2 more times. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out and holding for a breath as we take a big breath into our heart. Now turning 1 into 2 as hands find the heart. We open up the hips. We can kick that back foot in just a tad for heel to arch alignment. And then 1 long arm looking out over those front fingers with that mixture of effort and ease. From here, painting 3 rainbows. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling, warrior 2. And from warrior 2, a rainbow warrior if you choose, a rainbow warrior prep. Clasping the fingers behind the back, shoulder blades back and down onto the spine, open heart, open throat. Feeling free to hang here as you shine your heart up to the sky, or finding or challenging your balance as you take that forward fold inside the front leg, either parking the torso on top of the thigh or letting the torso hang free as you draw the hands up and over the head. This is a great one, depending on where your shoulders are, to add a strap or a towel, or even a men's tie, woman's tie, whatever. Everybody can wear ties. But you get a little bit of a better stretch if you have a little more space between the hands. So I suggest that for Josephine. She had a tie right here, but she doesn't.
You don't.
She's just fine the way she is.
I also hate this pose.
I know. From here, we're going to come up with grace and control. First, I'll suggest a tuck of the chin to stretch out the back of the neck. Keeping the chin tucked as we come on up, releasing the clasp as we come to our warrior 2 pose. In warrior 2 pose, transitioning to Trikonasana, the triangle, Thumb and forefinger find crease of hip and base of rib. As we deepen the crease, we lengthen those ribs. Want to keep a little spring in that knee. Be very cautious when you move towards a locked joint, particularly if you go to the shape a lot. Placing that bottom hand down in an appropriate place. Setting the shoulder, stretching hand high. Finding a drishti or eye focus that works for your practice tonight. Down to the ground is very grounding. Off to the horizon, a little less grounding, a little more liberating. Or maybe up to the sky if you have your balance. In any of these shapes, if you feel a little wobbly, a nice strategy is to squeeze the feet together without moving the feet as we inspire the muscles of the legs. And from that place, finding a little more foundation, a little more balance, a little more steadiness. Now working that lateral top line in our triangle pose. I'll invite you to exhale that top hand front as we turn our heart to the floor, a little quarter twist to the torso. Inhale and lifting, hand high as we spin heart to sky. A couple more times. Exhale. And inhale. Exhaling. And inhaling. Now we're going to add on. Exhaling, hand front. Bottom hand joins. We take that little quarter twist out. Pure side motion. We breathe 2 hands up. And exhaling. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over and hold as we reach. I'll invite you to wiggle those fingers, keeping our hands supple. And then either back to our triangle or playing with our half moon, the triangle on one foot as hand finds the hip. We step the back foot in. Left hand off to the left, setting our base. Lifting that back leg. Setting the shoulder, stretching hand high. Maybe spinning face to look up to the sky. And again, if that's too much, just keep your gaze down to the ground. Thank you, Nan. We are. In our half moon, coming down with grace and control as we soften that front knee. Hand comes back to the hip. Back foot low, 2 feet find the floor. From here, back to our warrior 2. And then a big windmill of the arms as we find low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog. As you take your time. That's what the yoga is all about. Welcome, Michelle. Awesome. Loving it. Yeah, there's lots of connected movement you can do with the breath. In a flow practice, it's one of the beauties is that you have lots of options to add in, to leave out. Again, the main important thing is to follow your breath and find that connection, the mind-body connection that's always there. For some reason, we seem to think it stops right here. It really doesn't, unless something really bad happens. That's not happening. From our down dog, long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step, or take a jump front. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time tonight. Let's come back to our chair pose, knees over toes, hands overhead. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, neutral spine, hands by our side. I'll invite you to bring hands to heart, that light press of the palms as your weight collects in your feet. Or adding that isometric engagement, shoulders wide, or elbows wide to the side, shoulders engaged, strong, steady, and sure in our center. And hands by our side. Let's work through a revolve twisted sequence with another couple of balance challenges. The balance poses are so good for us. We have to be strong. We have to be flexible. We also have to be calm inside to hold the balance. And there's also, sometimes we don't hold the balance, and that's part of the experience. Just learning how to surf our gravity waves as they pass through our bodies, as they pass through the universe. From here, let's step or jump our feet hip width apart. We're going to shift weight onto right foot, take a little step back with our left foot. From here, we'll spin the back heel up, and we'll move towards a warrior 3. We'll do a couple variations. We won't hold it super, super long, but these are super fun variations. As we start to lift that back leg. You can always come back to the floor. You can move towards extension. From here, let's keep hands on hips and work the back leg a little bit as we pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's work the standing leg as we bend it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's bend that standing leg a lot. Let's bend the back leg too as we come close to the floor, grounding down through 2 hands. And then any amount moving towards extension as we find standing splits. Try to let that neck relax, try to let the head be super, super heavy. From standing splits, let's bend our standing leg a lot, back foot low as we find our low lunge. From our low lunge, let's ground down through 2 hands, making our way back to down dog, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. Again, let your breath make the call. So let's work another 3-legged dog variation, the dragon dog, and let's add a little bit of a twist to it. So I'll cue you all through it. From here, flow style, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, right leg high to the sky for the 3-legged dog. On the exhale, bringing knee to nose, nose to knee, foot comes center, and then back up. From here, let's bring that knee towards right elbow, exhaling, and then back up. From here, let's find that promise twist as we bring knee towards left elbow, and then back up. And then we're going to bring that knee center again and hold, exhaling, inhaling. Now the next exhale, high on the back toes as we bring that foot as far front as we can, spinning the back heel down, hands find the hips as we find our warrior 1. From here, again, if appropriate for you, a little longer in the stance. Sorry, hands on hips. Hands find the shoulder. Opening up 4th and 5th chakra. And then finding a tray in front. From here, straightening the front leg as we gather energy into our center of balance. On the exhale, offering it out. A couple more times. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out and holding for a big breath into your heart. From here, right hand, I cue right first here. Hand finds the hip of the front leg. We're going to find length on the other side, left side, as we reach up. It's like painting rainbows, but a little bit different. Exhaling. Inhaling, stretching up. Exhaling, reach, reach, reach. Inhaling, reaching up. And then we're going to reach, reach, reach. Now I'll invite you to spin that back heel up so you have a little more space in the shape. It's going to be a little bit tippy. As we bring wrist to the far side of the thigh, we're going to slide to the elbow. And then either staying right there or finding your prayer hands. Either looking down to the ground, off to the side, or up past that top elbow with that mixture of effort and ease. We're twisted, we're balancing, still finding that deep, full body breath. Air comes to the base of the belly, top of the chest, filling up each side, waist, filling up both front and back planes of our body. From here, let's add a little more stability to our shape. As we come out easily, hands frame the front foot. Let's take a big step in as we line up the heels, big angle on the back foot, and then finding Parsvottanasana or pyramid pose as we fold over that front leg. I'll invite you to draw the shoulders up and back towards the hips as you relax the neck and heavy the head. Again, I'll invite you to add a little swing, a little sway, just releasing tension in the neck and shoulders. And then back to center, long through all sides of the neck, as your head heavies like a stone down towards the earth. So my next suggestion to invite more prana, more life force into our hips, is we're going to go from warrior 1 hips face front, to warrior 2 hips face out to the side, and we can affect that through rotation of the thighs. So I'll go sideways, and we're going to turn our hips to face the side wall as we rotate front thigh in, back thigh out. We turn hips back front as we rotate back thigh in, front thigh out. And a few more times, your pace, your hips, just swinging those hips front and sideways. And again, just juicing it up. It's like a car or a bicycle or joints enjoy movement. They enjoy getting juiced, getting oiled with movement, with breath, as we start to wake up all the various currents of energy in our bodies. And then finally squaring those hips front as we rotate back thigh in, front thigh up. Moving towards revolved triangle as we bring hand to the sacrum, the palm faces up. And we're going to turn towards that front leg here as we walk the other hand in. Trying to keep the hips relatively level, we turn the heart towards straight front leg. Either keeping hand on sacrum or that hand can set the shoulder. You can stretch hand high. Maybe looking down to the ground, off to the side, or up to the sky. Wherever you choose to work. Feeling that twist, not too fast. That's beautiful. Again, hard pose. Awesome. Nice level sacrum. Not just
That's not hard.
that's hard. But you get more twist in the torso. Wherever you took the shape, let's come out easily. As we come back to Parsvottanasana, hands frame the front foot, taking a well-deserved forward fold, relaxed neck, heavy head. And then from here, I'll invite you to bend that front knee as we take a big step back to find our low lunge. And from low lunge back to down dog. As you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back, again finding that balance of effort, sthira in Sanskrit, and ease, sukha. I like to remember it. Sthira, the stirring it up energy, the effort energy. Sukha, sounds like the French word sucre, the Spanish word azúcar, which means sugar. Kind your sugary, sweet, easeful energy. From here, we have a second side to do. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the sky, high on the right toes. And then finding a dragon dog as we bring knee to nose to knee, foot at center. And then inhale it up. Now we're going to bring left knee towards left elbow, exhaling. And inhale it up. Now finding the twist as we bring left to right. Inhale it up. Now we're going to bring it back center and hold, exhaling. Inhaling and holding. And on that next exhale, spinning or bringing that left foot down, spinning the back heel down as hands find the hips for warrior one. If appropriate, we'll go longer in the stance. One more time, squaring the shoulders. One more time, opening up fourth and fifth chakra. Fourth is the heart, our community. Fifth is the base of the throat, communication. And then finding that tray in front. From here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out and holding for a big breath into your heart. From here, left hand, front hand, or hand closest to the front leg finds the hip. We're going to find length on the far side, reaching up. The palm can face back or in. On the exhale, reach. Breathing in, reaching up. Exhaling, reach. Breathing in, reaching up. And then reach. Now we're going to lift that back heel for a little more space. It's going to make it a little tippier. As we start with the wrist, we slide to the elbow. And then either staying there, finding your prayer hands, either looking down off to the side or up past that top elbow with that mixture of sthira, effort, and sukha, ease. And a good indicator, like an indicator light on the dashboard of a car, is the quality of your breath. So always finding long, smooth breaths in, long, smooth breaths out. When you start to lose that, most probably there's too much stir, there's too much effort in your practice. At least in movement yoga. There's other styles, of course. Now let's come out easily as we frame our front foot with both hands. Big step in as we line up the heels, big angle on that back foot, probably good 60 degrees. Depending on where your hamstring is, feel free to keep that front leg bent. And then relax neck, heavy head as we draw the shoulders up and back towards the hips. And then I'll invite you to add a little swing, a little sway. It could be whole body, it could be just the head. And then back to center, letting any tension in the neck and shoulders just drain down through the crown of the head into the earth, where it's gone, at least for now. I love this next move, and I love explaining it through rotation of the thighs. So let's go from warrior 1 hips to warrior 2 hips as we internally rotate front, externally rotate back as our hips turn sideways, and then rotating back in, front out as we turn hips front. And again, just moving back and forth with your bodies. Could be big movement, could be slow movement. Let it be your movement. And then finding those warrior 1 hips. And as we rotate front thigh in, back thigh. Let's see, figure that one out. We're going to square the hips, front, back thigh turns in, front thigh turns out. Moving towards our revolved triangle. Hand finds the sacrum, the palm faces up as if we're holding water. We walk the other hand in as we turn towards that straight front leg. Trying to keep the hips relatively level as we turn our heart towards the straight front leg. We can set the shoulder. We can stretch hand high. And then finding a drishti, an eye focus that works for you. Down to the ground, off to the side, or up to the sky. And again, you can change that if you go up to the sky and it feels like you're about to fall, come back to the ground. Nice. And just notice any differences between the sides. Most of us tend to have a preferred side in terms of how we move. Looks like this is your preferred side, yeah. More twist on this side. Wherever you took the revolved triangle, we can come out easily as we frame that front foot with both hands. From here, let's just take a well-deserved rest here. That revolved triangle is it takes a lot of effort for many of us. Our bodies aren't used to being in that shape. So just relax, thank yourself for the effort. And then from here, we're going to find our low lunge. So we shift weight under front foot, stepping that back foot back. And from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Either cycling through vinyasa, stretching straight back, or making another choice instead. Vinyasa is just connected movement. Or it could be connected non-movement. Always finding that oasis of ease in the midst of your effort. And that can go lots of places besides a yoga mat or yoga no mat. From down dog, long smooth breath out. Long smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step. Or take a jump front. Take a breath and find length as you arrive. On the exhale, folding. Now let's hold the forward fold as we toe heel our feet wide. Soft knees as we catch opposite elbows and gently swaying it from side to side. Switching across to the elbows, keep swaying side to side. And then back to center, releasing the elbows, hands find the thighs for the assist. Chin is tucked as we roll ourselves on up. Lifting the chin tall through the crown. 2 hands high in the air as if we're holding a big ball. Let's take 3 full body breaths. Hands and fingers can mimic our roots. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then I'll allow you to bring hands to heart. You do that light press of the palms with that isometric engagement. And if you're on the 45-minute cycle, we finished the standing poses. Might be a nice place to go do whatever else you have planned this evening. Those of you that are hanging out, we'll be here for another 15 minutes and we'll get down on the floor. And let's do some prone back bends this afternoon. So good for our backs. Pardon? Oh, we only did Warrior 3 on one leg. Homework assignment, those of you that missed that. So from here, let's step or jump our feet back in. Let's jump our feet back out. In and out. In and out. Now I'm feeling bad here.
No, it's okay.
We are going to do, it's the only one I missed, right?
Yeah.
All right. So hand find, let's jump it out. We'll shift weight onto left foot. We'll step right foot back. We'll move towards our warrior three as we lift that back leg any amount. Keeping the hands on the hips, we'll pulse that back leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we'll bend the standing leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to bend that leg a lot. We're going to ground down through 2 hands as we find our standing half splits, holding for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to land that foot right between the other foot. Let's bring hands onto our thighs. Let's roll it on up. Lifting the chin tall to the crown. Hands find the heart. Sequence is a little asymmetrical, like we got all the shapes in though. And now we're going to come to the floor. So let's jump it out wide. It's all good. Let's angle out the feet. And let's rock it side to side. As we come to our half squat. Elbows find the inner thighs, hands find the heart. Feeling free to stay here, rocking it side to side. Be mindful of your knees or otherwise taking it into our full squat. As we drop our weight down. Yeah, be mindful there. If you go into all of a sudden your knee says, hey, I don't want to do this. You want to be really good friends with your knee or knees. So really treat that knee with respect, the love, and consideration it or they deserve. From here, let's play with our Bakasana. As we ground down through 2 hands, if your knees can make the armpits, you won't have to work as hard. Otherwise, hugging the upper arms like crazy. As we start to float our weight into the hands, we'll float either one or both knees. You want to push those shoulders down as you dome the back of the heart. Nice, guys. From here, either walking or floating your feet back. Either cycling through vinyasa or just finding your down dog. And then once you find your down dog, I'll suggest finding a child's pose. So again, take your time. No rush to get there. And those of you in child's pose, I'll invite you just to rock your body side to side, getting into those hips. And then coming center, letting your belly massage your thighs, letting your thighs massage your belly. From here, let's come out onto our bellies. And if this is too much for allergies, make sure I want to be healthy. So if it's too much, feel free to go elsewhere. Otherwise, we're on our bellies. We've got a cross of the forearms, forehead heavy on our forearms. This is the crocodile pose. Great place again to connect with our back lungs. Just breathing into those lungs. From here, let's borrow one from the Pilates practice, one of my favorite exercises, and we'll add on. As we come to our Sphinx pose, elbows under shoulders, spreading those fingers wide, and then making 2 fists with the hands. And we'll press those fists together as we widen the elbows. From here, we can point a toe and kick towards a glute as we look over a shoulder. We can do that on an exhale. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale. Inhale through center, exhale the other way. And let's do 6 of these. Halfway done. Couple more each way. 1 more each side. Let's hold it. Exhale. Inhale and hold. Exhale and hold. Inhale through center. Exhale. Inhale and hold. Exhale and hold. Inhale through center. And then releasing those fists, pulling back with our hands to lengthen front heart. And then switching the cross of the elbows. And letting yourself be super, super heavy on the floor. And let's borrow another one from the Pilates syllabus here. As we ground down to our hands, just outside our shoulders. From here, let's lift up head and heart. Let's lift up our legs. And using the hands as stabilizer, we're going to rock it back and rock it front. And let's do 6 of these. Whole body moves together. That's 3. Here comes 4, 5, and 6. And then coming all the way down, let's turn our head to one side as we bring our hands by our hips. The palms face up for a big breath in. Big breath out. Now turning your head the other way and just letting everything be super relaxed. Again, just noticing any differences between the sides. Most of us have a preference, left or right, when we turn our heads, just noticing that. And that's part of our yoga. One more prone back bend. Let's borrow one more from the Pilates syllabus. As we ground down through the chin, 2 long arms in front. From here, lifting head and heart, lifting the legs, lifting the arms, and I'll let you just swim it out as we flutter kick the arms and the legs. Nice. Could be a fast swim, could be a slow swim. Make it your swim, and the whole thing. With the yoga practices, making sure the breath stays even, the breath stays easeful. And then from the swim, let's sweep our hands by our hips. Let's turn our head to that odd side first as we spin the palms up for a big breath in. And a big breath out. Now turning head the other way for a big breath in. And a big breath out. From here, let's find a rocking horse push-up. As we tuck the toes, we bring hands under shoulders. The knees stay down, the chin stays down as we lift the hips up. And then keeping the hips lifting the whole time, we push into the hands. And then stretching it back. To a child's pose, sits bones back to the heels, walking the hands forward. And again, I'll just invite you to rock those hips from side to side. Releasing and relaxing your back. And then coming back center. Letting your belly massage your thighs. Letting your thighs massage your belly. From here, let's walk our hands back and bring our feet off to one side. Let's do a long, slow roll down under our backs. And you're probably okay. You don't have to come forward, Kathy. We want to get that full body stretch when we get down. So we can start from neutral spine, tall spine. We can find C-spine as we start to roll ourselves down. When we get down, full body stretch, arms by the ears as we point fingers and toes, breathing in. Breathing out, flexing hands and feet. Breathing in as we point. Exhale as we flex. Breathing in as we point. Exhale as we flex. And then let's bring our hands to a T, the palms face down, as we walk our feet in. Finding easy supine twist, the knees fall to the right as we look to the left for a big breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Maybe that breath sighs out through your mouth. Now letting your inhale bring everything back center. On your next exhale, letting the legs fall to the left as we look to the right. Big breath in through the nose. I'll invite you to let it spill out through the mouth. Now bringing knees and gaze center. Let's do one more shake before we lay down and relax. As we draw 2 knees in towards our armpits. Soles of the feet face the sky. We reach up and catch our ankles or the outside edges of the feet for the happy baby pose. As we hold the happy baby, I'll invite you to gently rock it from side to side. Massaging your kidneys. Releasing and relaxing the low back. And then coming back center, coming back to a focus on your breath. Watching as it flows in and as it flows out. From this place, let's go long through the legs, long through the arms, scooting the head back as we flatten the shoulders. Doing whatever else feels right and good for you as you find your final relaxation shape, your Shavasana. You're floating on a cloud. Tip of the tongue now neutral in the mouth. A slight part to the lips, but still breathing in and out through the nose. Those of you at home, feel free to hold your Shavasana as long as you'd like. We'll hold it here for about a minute, minute and a half, and then I'll cue the end of the class and the end of the video. But again, I love a good 10-minute Shavasana, so don't let me rush it. I'm going to ring these bells 3 times. I'll invite you to focus on the start of the ring and just following the ring with your mind as it slowly diminishes. Those of you at home, feeling free to stay right where you are. Those of us here in this room, I'll invite you to wiggle your fingers and toes as you invite more prana, more life force into your bodies. Now drawing that energy, that prana in towards center as we gently circle the wrists and the ankles. I'll invite you to add a little shimmy of the hips, a little shake of the shoulders, intuitive movement as you lay on the floor, whatever feels right and good for you, right and good for your body. From here, I'll invite you to bend one knee as we draw that knee in towards the heart. The other knee follows. Hands catch your shins, and using your thighs to gently massage your belly as you gently lift and lower the low back and hips. It's called Apanasana, a great pose for digestion as we digest the fruits of our practice. Keeping the knees close in, stretching long through an arm, rolling onto your sides, letting that arm serve as a cushion for the head. As we share a long, slow breath here on the floor, I'll invite you to let that breath sigh out through your mouth. As you soften your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, softening the corners of your eyes. And the neck relaxed, face soft as you press into your hands to come on up and claim a cross-legged sit. Grounded through 2 sits bones as we bring our hands onto our knees. Pulling back with our hands to sit up a little straighter, a little taller. A slight tuck of the chin without straining the neck as we bring our attention back inwards. Ending our practice as we started, watching as our breath flows in and as our breath flows out. From this place of breath awareness, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart and bow as we thank yourselves for practicing your breath and as we offer our practice out to each other and to the world. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you all for practicing with us. And if you're still in Shavasana, again, hold it as long as you'd like. Wonderful pose. And we'll be back on Friday at 5:30. Thank you again.